Whether a family or friend, classmate or colleague, each of you has in your own connection with Michael made some kind of contribution to this university. In the annals of the University of Massachusetts Boston history, he has a singular role. President of our first graduating class, and we're so proud of that. At that time, when this student body was literally shaping the foundation for Boston's new great public research university that we've become today, he brought the needed idealism, leadership talent, willingness to serve to this pioneering post. In his many contributions to the university as a student and alumni leader, and through his achievements in life of public service, Michael Ventresca embodies the tremendous influence of the University of Massachusetts Boston. So as we mark the 40th reunion of the University of Massachusetts Boston Charter Class of 1969, it is fitting that we gather here on this campus to celebrate his life. In this spot, looking out on the shore of the Atlantic, where we're finally taking this university, we're looking outward. Every building that you will come back to see in the future here will be just like that campus center, looking out from the campus to all the possibilities that this world represents. And we're so excited that we're able to do that. It's our opportunity to remember a man who cared deeply about the environment by dedicating this tree in his memory. We pay tribute to his roots in our university with his faith that we will thrive and will flourish, and we anticipate that it will bring new beauty to this wonderful setting. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. It's now my pleasure to introduce a longtime colleague and a friend of Mike Ventresca. She is principal of the Dewey Square Group, a commentator and Democratic political analyst for Fox News, and a regular contributor of political analyst for media outlets. Please join me in welcoming Marianne Marsh. Marianne.
Thank you, Chancellor Motley, for that great introduction and a wonderful tribute to Michael. I want to thank you and UMass and the class of '69 for giving us this opportunity today to celebrate Michael, which is a great thing. And you know, it's really interesting from my perspective. Obviously, I didn't go to school with Michael, and was born not that many years later. But for several of us here today, we knew Michael as the Pied Piper of politics. Michael called, we followed. I know almost everybody here today had that same experience in other ways, but for several of us here, we got involved in politics because of Michael. My first job on the Kennedy campaign out of college was because of Michael Ventresca. And there are several of us here today who really got our starts in life, in politics, and really established the foundation of our careers because of Michael Ventresca. Chris Greeley's one, Patty Foley, who couldn't be here today, is another, Peg Harrington's here today, and we were joined a little bit later by Joe Newman. And because Michael gave us a chance, he didn't know any of us, but one person opened one door for all of us, and we've been able to touch the lives of millions of people because of that. Chris, because of Chris, thousands of kids in this country who are special needs kids now have their own baseball league, and they get to play baseball all over the country. Patty, again, who's not here, her work through Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, which we look out on today, has really made it a jewel that it's always been, and we have the opportunity to enjoy. We may forget about it often, but people come from four corners of the earth to see it, enjoy it, as people here at UMass to get lucky enough to get to do that every day. Peg's been talking about pandemics and crisis communications before any of us heard of the swine flu. And there's nobody better than Joe Newman when you need to get something done. He's totally the go-to guy, whether it's on a campaign or anything else. You need something, you call Joe, he drops everything, and he shows up. Now, when you think about that, Michael Ventresca was one person. He opened one door for 4 or 5 of us, and we've been able to help millions of people as a result of it. For me, lucky me, I get to talk about politics, people pay me to do it, and I'm not sure it gets any better than that. So, we look on our lives now, and we all look back, and Michael gave us that chance, and we've all had great careers and great lives because of it. And so in many ways, planting this dogwood tree today is a fitting tribute to Michael, because trees live on even when we're gone, just as a part of Michael lives on in everybody here today. Now, Roz tells me that Uncle Bob has dogged her, no pun intended, for years since Michael died to plant a dogwood tree. So Uncle Bob gets his wish today. I think he liked the dogwood tree because it's pretty and it was pink. But in mythology, dogwood trees symbolize charm and finesse. Now, Michael had bundles of charm, as we all know, and we all succumbed to it more often than we wanted to admit, and we were persuaded by him to do things none of us ever wanted to do, but did. Now, on the finesse side, I'm going to choose to quote John Kerry here. So I'm glad to hear he was on his A game yesterday. Wish he'd had more of that in 2004, but that's okay. For those of us who worked for him for so long, and all of us that I mentioned today did many campaigns and owe much of our careers because of Michael to that and John Kerry. John Kerry said about Michael, when Michael was right, he was right. But when he was wrong, he was really, really wrong. Nobody could be more wrong than Michael. So there's no way to finesse that. So with that said, I really want to thank the Chancellor again, thank the class of '69, thank everyone at UMass for giving us an opportunity today to remember Michael, to honor his memory, and to share all the great stories we have. Some of them we can say publicly, some of them we can't. And to really know that this tree will be here for many, many years. It's a fitting tribute. And I know that while all of us have had many great years since Michael left, in the good times we know it would have been better if he'd been here. In the tough times, we know it would have been not quite so hard if he had been here. But the reality is, he's not here, but this tree is, and we're all here today, and we really appreciate the opportunity to celebrate his memory. Thank you.
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't need water after all that rain. What you do with this tree?
It's a photo op.
Okay, we'll leave some water for her.
Okay. Get those white flowers.
Yeah.